Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Friday card in a cuppa. Now I'm recording this ahead of time because I've got to go to the reception venue of my daughter's wedding when I normally go live, because we're going through some final details for her wedding that's now in 6 weeks time. So we're doing that on Friday, and I don't think I'd be back in time to go live, so I thought I'd record this ahead of schedule. So I'm playing with another, where is it? Here it is. Another, oops, I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. I'm playing with another 6x6 template to get, this one's going to get 3 cards out of a piece of 6x6 paper. So I will flip over to my craft desk and we will get started. Okay, I'll put my light on. Alright, so this is the template for the 6x6, and I'm just going to find my phone and put it onto silent. Okay, now I've had a couple of plays this morning with this one, and I saw Mary Knabe. Now she's a demonstrator in the States, I believe. I don't think it's in Canada. I think she's in the States. And she did it with the Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. And I had a go. Now I've used the beautiful shimmer paper. She had just used soft succulent cardstock, but I used the shimmer paper. And I ran it through the painted texture embossing folder. So I think you can see how gorgeous it looks through that embossing folder. So I think I want to play a bit more with that shimmer paper through embossing folders now. So these are the 3 cards I've made. And there's a little tiny piece left over. This 2" by 3/4 inch. And she utilised it this way as a background for a sentiment, which I thought was a clever little way, so you don't waste anything. So that was my first play, and then I played with the Fancy Flora paper again. And I used another piece out of it. It's got some sticky on the back, I'll have to get that off. And then I used the gold shimmer paper this time. So just another piece of paper out of the same paper pack. How different do they look? But how pretty are they? So this is also, I ran the gold through that painted texture embossing folder. Gorgeous. Love it. And I used the Sentimental Park bundle for the sentiments and this die cut, and then the stylish shapes for these two. So this is a beautiful sentiment stamp set. And it's got some lovely dies. So that's the painted texture embossing folder. So have a play. You never know what results you might get. So I shall put my sample, my playing ones, just there. And I'm going to recreate them again, because I can't stop. I just can't stop doing it. I'm going to recreate them again using the By the Bay Designer Series paper. It's beautiful paper as well. And I'm going to use the Seashells 3D embossing folder. So I have pre-cut and run those pieces I need through the embossing folder. And I have pre-cut my layers. So when you're doing a 6x6 template, if you want matting pieces, just go up 1/4 inch. So do 2 1/4 and 5 1/2 matting piece for that. These are 4x3 pieces of DSP, so just go up 4 1/4 and 3 1/4. So I've got my matting pieces ready to go, and I've got my 3 card bases. So I've just coordinated my cardstock with the colours that are in the Designer Series paper pack. So I just completely go by those colours and coordinate my matting pieces and complementing pieces, and I did the same with these cards. So I just go by the colours of the pack of paper and I coordinate it that way. That's why it's so great. Stampin' Up! Does all the hard work. So I will need my... Now I'm not using a piece of the specialty paper. I'm using this one with all the shells, the seashells. So I shall get my little template down and just move that over a fraction. Okay, so I need a 2-inch strip. So with this all over design, you don't have to be as careful as you do with like the fancy flora paper, because the fancy flora paper has it sort of more in one section. So you just have to place your paper so you don't get like a big blank piece. Like I've got a fairly blank piece there, but it still worked. So you just have to be careful of your placement if you're using a design that's not an all over design. So 2 inches, I'm going to cut that up, and I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. And that leaves you with that little 3/4 of an inch piece of paper. So we're just going to keep that in case we want to use it. And then this leaves you with 4 inches by 6. So you're going to flip it around this way and cut this at 3 inches. So you're actually cutting it in half. There we go. So I shall get my... I keep calling this, I've noticed in my videos, my adhesive sheet, but it's actually my silicone mat. So I have noticed I've been calling it the wrong thing, but I just tend to call it the adhesive sheet, but it's, you know, that's just me being special. So this card base is Sahara sand, and I've got 3 of them. I'm really loving getting these templates off Pinterest and demonstrator planning place so I can share them with you, because I just love being able to utilize a piece of paper to its fullest potential. Okay, so we're going to do 2 landscape and 1 portrait. So we'll just place them first. So this one's... Can't pick it up. This one's our portrait one. These 2 are our landscape ones. And this is just going to really show you that you can use any cardstock to create these, any paper. So I have cut my pieces a little bit longer because I'm going to cut them down, and one of these will go... Oh, that's not going to work, is it, Denise? Because you haven't done it properly. So that's going to go there on one of these pieces. Now if I put that along here, they're upside down, inside out and under. But I guess it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter because the seaweed is sort of going up. I don't think that's going to matter. I'll have a think about that. But I could just do another one like this if I wanted to. Which I think I might, because I don't like things going the wrong direction. So I'm going to bring my glue in. And I've got my cuppa. I've got lemon and ginger tea today. It's good for settling tummies. So this is the specialty part. You can see on the back that this has a bit of a shimmer. So it's my silicone mat, not my adhesive sheet. I suppose it could be an adhesive sheet, couldn't it? Because you're sort of using adhesive on it. that one matted. So this is sort of another way I'm trying to, except I failed, do the simple stamping challenge. I failed because I've used embossing folders. I just couldn't help myself. I thought, oh, I got to run it through an embossing folder. I can't just leave it plain. But you could just leave it plain. Okay, it's this one. So yes, we're going up to the reception venue and just finalising some details. We're still getting RSVPs rolling in, so that's why I'm not live. I've recorded it. So I'll put that in there for the moment. And now I've got sticky fingers. But I've still got my needle piece over here, so we'll hang on to that. I'll do that one last because I'm going to have to do a bit of trimming. Now, if we get our fancy flora ones back in, one at a time, see, I've put the embossed piece down that side, but this time I'm going to do it down this side just to change it around a bit. I think that will work. And I know it's a little bit longer, but I'm just going to trim that off once I've got it attached to my card base. It's so humid today. Just had a little shower of rain, but it's still really humid. And I do not like the humidity. Oh, there's a nice breeze coming in my window, so I'm just going to open that up a bit. Oh, I do like a breeze. Okay, so I'm going to get my dimensionals out. And I've got so many little ends of the sheet of dimensionals. I'm trying to use them up. Okay, so because this isn't a one-way design, it doesn't matter which way round we put it, so I'm just going to attach that to my card base. And I'm going to get my scissors and just trim that off. Sometimes I find it easier to have it a fraction longer and just to trim it off. Although that didn't trim off very nicely, so I'll go back and fix that. So that's that one done. Okay, so I do need my silicone mat back in, don't I? So I'm still trying to master my technology. I think I'm getting there slowly but surely. It's taking a while. It's very tricky. It's not easy what I'm trying to master. If it was easy, I guess everybody would do it. There we go. Get rid of that. And that's going to go on with dimensionals. Let me see if I've got, as I said, I've got all these sheets of offcuts, like leftovers, the edges, which work just as well. So I always put one in the middle so we don't have any sagging of our cardstock or designer series paper. Oh, get off. Okay, so where's that one? Here it is. It's this one. So that's that one. Now this one I need to do a bit of surgery on. So that's 10.5 centimetres. The card base. Yes. So we need to, I'm just going to cut a little bit off there because I don't know which end I want to cut things off. Actually, I'll cut a little bit more off that. And I'll just go over the 10.5 so that I don't cut it too short. Okay, so we shall. So because I didn't think about it, and this embossing folder is not going to look good in landscape, I'm going to do it as portrait again. And this time round I might just do it this side. If you used an all over design embossing folder, it doesn't matter, like the painted texture one. So I'm just going right up to the score line and leaving a little border, and I'll trim that down. Okay, and then I'll put this one going this way. So I think I'm done with my glue now. I think. So I really don't know what we have to go over with tomorrow. I think we have to choose the menu because we're having grazing boards and finger food platters, and I have been to this place where they've done the same menu and there's so much food. So I think we have to choose that, choose the alcohol menu so to speak. I'll go this way so my sentiment can hang off this side. Okay, no, I'm pretty sure I don't need that anymore. Okay, so and we will put our samples there. Now I thought I would go, I think the Sahara sand would look nice for the sentiments. And this one can tuck in there. So let me get some scrap of Sahara sand. I didn't get that out. I thought I was all ready. Sahara sand. There we go. And you know what? We could stamp in Night of Navy on the Sahara sand. So that's good. So and this time round, I thought, I didn't think this one would look any good as it's florally. So I'm just going to do my banner punch because I like my banner punch. That means and I'm going to use Go To Greetings because I like Go To Greetings. I don't want to use any of these. I don't want to make sympathy cards, and yeah, I'm going to just use my Go To Greetings. So put that there. I shall do 3/4 of an inch because that's the first one that you can do. And we'll see how we go with that. I might need some more, but I'm not sure. So let me move those out of the way and have a sip of my cup of tea. I do believe Olivia is going to ask her brother to be the MC for the wedding. So that should be fun, because if you knew my son, he's a character. He's a real character. Okay, so, oh, that's great, Denise. Put your finger straight into the ink. That's a good way of getting it all over the place. Okay, so that's a happy birthday, and we shall get our banner punch. I could have done half an inch. Oh, I didn't think about that. I forgot that it could do half an inch. Aren't I silly? And then I'm going to, I don't know if you've seen me do this, I use the little bit that cuts off to estimate the spacing for my other end. And then I cut it with my snips. There we go. So that's that one done. I think that looks good. And I don't have to use this. I didn't use. I did. Apologise. I tell a fib. I'll think about that. Now this one I'm going to use. Just a note, I think, or thinking of you. What have we got? Just a note, thinking of you. I think I'll use both. I'll use one for one and one for the other card. So I've tried to keep to simple stamping. I do struggle. So I've used a punch and an embossing folder. Let's do this one this time. But yeah, I do struggle with simple stamping. Oh, we've got such lovely stuff. It's just so hard not to use it. Okay, so I'm going to put that one there. And this one, that one should be just the right length. How about that? Or I might go down a fraction for this one. I'll just have a look for just a note. Oh no, let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. There we go. Such a priest. I love that stamp set. So the go-to greeting stamp set's got happy birthday in 3 sizes. So it's got the small teeny one that I've used, this next bigger one, and then a big one. It's got thinking of you in 3 sizes, this one, and this one. It's got just a note in 3 sizes, there, there, and there. And it's got thank you in 3 sizes. And then it's got this little hello. So it's really, I love it. It's a really great little stamp set. Okay. And then we'll get our pearls out, our adhesive back pearls. Well, that didn't work very well. That's a bit skew-whiff. I can't have skew-whiff. You guys know I don't like skew width. Is that too small? Oh, I think it could be too small. Yes. Okay, let's get some more scrap and fix that situation. Get my... Okay, so I'm just gonna cut off a shorter piece, and I'm going to cut it down to 1/2 inch because this one will fit on 1/2 inch, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's try 1/2 inch. Now I'll show you why I don't like this. Can you see that I haven't got it in the punch straight? So this is a longer angle than that one. So that's why I don't like it. So let's get my Just a Note back out. And ink it up. Yeah, that's okay. Let's get rid of the ink pad. Opening pads are never good ideas. Okay, so this punch does 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. So it's actually 6 punches in one, but you've got to have your strip that size. So I'm thinking that looks a bit about right. And so we've got the bridal shower on Saturday. Oh, look, I've done it again. I'm not concentrating. You know what? I'm wondering, for the sake of fussing, I'm just going to cut this down like so. And we'll just have a little greeting like so. Because Denise is just being painful. Okay, so we'll bring these back in. Now I'm going to put a bit of a dimensional, cut these up, ready? Ouch! Bit of a dimensional on this end, yes, and then I will get my little snail and put that, because we're going to layer it over, and because this is up on dimensionals, we're going to layer it over the top. Like so. So that's that one. Let's do this one. This one I think I shall just put straight on. I should have had my silicone mat, but I didn't. And you know what, we're going to go over to the Night of Navy edge. So, now this one I just got to work out what I want to do with this. Okay, I could, is that the same width? It is. I could, if I'm brave, no, I don't think it's going to work. I think it's too short to try and maneuver into. Yeah, it's too short, it's not going to work. I was going to try and do an angled edge, and that's stuck. No, it's not. An angled, you know, flagged end, but I'm not going to try and do that. So that we're going to tuck it in under like so, but I think I want it this side just for a bit of a variation. You know what? Let's just have a little think about this. So I'm using my punched out pieces as a guide there, and I'm going to just do it like that. So I shall put snail on the back, and I'm going to tuck it in underneath because this is up on dimensionals. And then I'm going to put this over the top with a little bit of a dimensional on the happy end and a little bit of snail on this end. And voila, as Frenchie Frances Martin in America says. I love watching her. She's gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to get our flat backed pearls and decorate with some of these. So I'm going to use a big one over here. These are gorgeous. This whole suite's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite suites. And funnily enough, I offered a product-based class with this suite and I didn't get any takers. I was shocked because I just think it's beautiful. But, you know, each to their own. Okay, so we could put another one here, another one there, and maybe one down here. So there we go. So I have added bling, so I've broken the rule with the simple stamping yet again, but you know, it's fairly simple. So there are our cards using this template from Mary Knabe in the States. So I hope you like those. That's with the By the Bay, or this, yeah, By the Bay Designer Series paper. And I haven't used the specialty side. I've just used the shells side that's just flat matte. This is it in the Fancy Flora. And these are some others in the Fancy Flora. I love how that embossing folder has, what that's done to that shimmer paper. That's gorgeous. So there you go. So there are our cards for today for Card and a Cuppa. Thanks for watching me, and I will be back on Monday for my Makeup Monday. And I shall see you then. Thanks for watching, ladies. Bye for now.